Welcome to the Work Break Show for a Monday. Steve here. Hi, Trish. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day weekend, by the way.
I did. Thank you. I spent it in a bowling alley watching my daughter compete, and she did
That
really
is
well. So
that is the dream of most moms, I think. Bowling alley Mother's Days. That's pretty awesome.
I had someone else say, "Oh, that's kind of, tacky that they planned it that way." And I thought, when I think back, almost every Mother's Day, I've usually been at a baseball field, actually,
Yeah.
watching my son play. So this was the first time it was my daughter. But yeah, I feel like it's always sports on Mother's Day, which is fine.
Yeah,
Good.
that reminds me. I was talking to someone about that very same thing, maybe last Friday or over the weekend. And do you remember that controversy that erupted a few years back when the SHRM annual conference decided to start their conference? It always starts on a Sunday, the way they sort of architect their event. And that particular year, it was Father's Day that Sunday. That caused like an uproar, like it was outrage. I remember about that.
Total uproar. I don't know. I can see the side of people who really like to do it on the designated day, but to me, it's not that big of a deal. So, for example, I did see my mother, but she and I are doing something, which is why I'm in my car.
Oh, right. There you go.
I decided to get her a year's worth of getting her hair done.
Okay.
So I have brought her to her new salon, and she met the person. So she's like in the salon behind me. And yeah, exactly. But
well, that's awesome.
So we're celebrating today.
Yes, and I do just quick for a couple of quick updates. I know I want to get to Trish. I love the swag. You're sporting some new HR happy hour swag.
We have the HR happy hour, and it's really cute. I'll have to I'll wear it in the office one day, but it's really cute. It's got colored sides of the jacket, and you will be seeing not just you, me, Karen Hunter, but also Madeline Lorano, Sarah Morgan, and
so we've got them. I was not really part of the process on this, so we've got them for the whole team. Okay, that's awesome.
The whole HR Happy Hour network. So if anyone would like some swag, let us know. We're going to be getting some in with the new.
Yeah, we got to stand up. Maybe we got to stand up a little Etsy shop or a little, Teespring site. Get some swag out there in the world.
What? Since I'm mobile, but I'll do this. So I also have a really cute HR Happy Hour tumbler.
Nice.
And then it has the Work Break logo.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
On one side. And then for us, it has, like yours will look like this. It has the Happy Hour logo on the other side.
Oh, cool.
And then for the other hosts, theirs will have their show logo.
Their own logo. Yeah, I love it. Beautiful. Well, great stuff. I look forward to getting some swag. Trish, real quick, Chinese rocket update. We talked about this on Friday.
Yes, I wrote that down in my notes to talk about.
We made our predictions. We were both wrong. I think I'm sort of glad you were wrong because you had predicted carnage raining down on people potentially, which did not happen, thankfully.
I know. I was concerned, and I did after the show. I did look it up to see, and it sounded like most of it would burn up in the atmosphere re-entry anyway. So yeah, very scary, very scary.
Cool. So that was news over the weekend. Other news that came up, Trish, and I don't know how it's going to be resolved. Are you a Kentucky Derby fan, horse racing fan? Did you catch the news on this?
I did. And you know what? That was one thing we didn't talk about last week was the winner, although I had it in my notes to talk about, and I think we just got sidetracked and talked about other things. How scandalous.
Yeah, you'd think, I wonder if the horse goes score that stuff on his own. Or like someone providing that for him in the barn. Can we play?
I forget what the name of the drug was that they said was in him. It's a steroid. It's a type of steroid. But I guess there are other horses they are accused of doing this too. It's not just that one horse.
There's always a bad seed. Yeah, there's always one bad seed in those barns. I've been around those barns a little bit. There's always one little sketchy horse kind of on the corner. Maybe those gray ones are a little off too. The gray horses are like, I don't know about that. Yeah,
because what though, if you happen to have bet on the horse and the rider that came in second, you don't get any money though. Like
really,
that's what they said on the news this morning. That it may change the outcome of the race, but it won't necessarily change anything.
Wow, that's crazy. Because at least in old school wagering, Trish, at horse tracks, You would
Yeah.
you would just get a piece of paper, which was your betting slip, right? That
Right.
indicated your wager. And then if you won, you'd go back up to the window with said slip
Right.
to cash it out. Most horse bettors, in my experience, when they lose the race and when the race goes official, because it does right there on the on
Oh
the
yeah.
screen at the track, it says unofficial, and then a minute later it goes official. Most people who lose, they just tear them up and throw them away, right? That's it. There's no more record of the bet even.
No.
Now I know there's a lot of online betting and app-based betting now, so there would be much. I think now there's much more electronic record of actual wagers, but yeah, that's pretty funny. All right, well, you saw that. Trish, one last thing, maybe you didn't see this. You have all my updates. We were thinking similarly on today's update. Trish, another HR Happy Hour Show milestone happened sometime over the weekend, much like the Chinese rocket hurtling back to Earth over the weekend. Sometime over the weekend, we hit 2.5 million downloads on the show, which is exciting. God. I know last year sometime we hit 2 million, and so it's pretty exciting to see we ticked over 2.5 million downloads across the network of shows over the weekend. So thank you for everybody for continuing to listen to the shows.
No, I'm so grateful. That's outstanding. I hadn't seen that.
I'm on top of it, Trish. I'm on top of things.
I have some news for you, and I don't know this. So have you heard that drinking from a can, like an aluminum soda can, can actually be dangerous for you?
That's concerning to me, given I enjoy a multitude of beverages that are packaged and delivered in that fashion. That's concerning.
It up because I'm not a big soda drinker. I'm a tea drinker. So I brew tea and then put it in my HR Happy Hour mug now, tumbler. But so this came from, I want to get this right. It came from the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease. And it was a study done by scientists in the UK. And what they have found is that people who have died from Alzheimer's, like confirmed cases, had higher levels of aluminum in the where the connections have been lost in the brain.
Okay.
For a while, that's what it is, where it's actual connections, being disrupted in the brain that causes it, but we didn't know why. So they're onto it now. They think that there is some connection now, proven connection with aluminum in the brains of these deceased patients, but they're not sure if it's because they're consuming so much, but it's more likely actually that it's your kidneys stop processing the aluminum out, because apparently, in like different deodorants or other products we use, there's small amounts of aluminum. And they're saying that when you add all of that together as you age, it's actually more dangerous because your body can't process that out. So,
well, if there's any lesson to take from that story, Trish, for me, it's maybe it's time to switch to bottled beer.
I'm just thinking, yeah, it's truly. So anyway, just a little public service announcement for anyone who drinks out of the can. Maybe if you're
real quick, the labor market in the U.S. was all the story on Friday after a disappointing jobs report. Articles all weekend long, talking heads on TV all week long. Trisha, one more update I'd like to give. I follow this stuff really, really closely. Okay. More upward wage pressure coming from our friends at Chipotle. Trish, I don't know if you're a Chipotle person, but it was reported today that they are raising wages to get to an average wage across their workforce of $15 an hour. They expect to get there by June. That's up from $13 an hour as an average wage. They're looking to add 20,000 new workers in the next several months across their footprint of stores. Okay. And they're also offering some additional enhanced benefits like better growth opportunities, more tuition reimbursements, et cetera. Trish, this argument over minimum wage, right, and people staying on the sidelines to work and not coming back to work, right, the enhanced benefits, et cetera, it's raging on and on. I hope we're going to do a happy hour show on it very soon. I have outreach to a couple of experts. I'm trying to line that up maybe for this week. But Trish, it's interesting, though, that these big companies keep raising wages because they have to. They're struggling to find workers and they have to. So we may not even need, look, I'm in favor of raising the federal minimum wage, but I wonder over time if we even need to do it just because all these companies just are being forced to raise wages. The marketplace is forcing it. So yeah, it's interesting.
I like that too. I think, we also need to think about it. It's not just enough to raise the minimum wage for those companies, right? It's probably something that all organizations need to be looking at right now in order to get quality people, to get them hired, to get your people back, maybe who you had to lay off or whatever. Yeah. Even office, back in a factory setting, whatever, you're going to need to pay more because say, as the minimum wage, gets higher, it does it's almost like a pay cut for your other employees too, though. So you have to think about the entire compensation.
It's true. It's comp is interesting right now. It kind of it goes in ebbs and flows of how interesting compensation is. It's very, very interesting right now. And so yeah. Anyway, that was my news, Trish. I think we've covered it all for a Monday.
I love it. Well, this was fun. Thanks for letting me dial in remote. Hi to everyone out there, and I hope you all had a great Mother's Day and a good weekend. And yeah, we'll see you back here on Wednesday.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you.